Welcome, everybody. It's week 6 of the NFL season, which means we're back with another edition of our Pro Pick'ems Challenge. We know you guys have all been playing along at home, so we like to do this show just to let you know what our VIP pickers are doing. We have a very special guest this week. It's Ross Whitley, one of our VIP pickers, also the chief meteorologist here at the station. Ross, we know you've been doing very well these past few weeks.
Yes, I've had a couple of good weeks.
You've had a couple of good weeks. Let's not undercut you. You've slid into the top 5, so you're there in the standings. You've beaten out Sam
more
from
than
us.
I can say.
More than Sam can say. So honestly, we want to bring you on just to kind of discuss your picks as well and see what you have to say for the viewers. So without further ado, let's get straight into those picks. We're going to start off with that Thursday night matchup with Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. Again, a good Thursday night game, and honestly, I think I know what you're going to pick. I know you're going to pick Tampa already. I'm sold on Tampa. I don't think the Eagles have given them much to really worry about this season. But you said Tom Brady, was he practicing this week?
Right. I mean, the Buccaneers have a lot of injuries this week. Levante David's out. Winfield's out. They just have a lot of guys that are out this week. Brady was limited in practice. He's got a thumb injury, but he's going to be playing. I expect to see him starting tonight. Thursday night matchups are always scary, but of course I have to go with the Buccaneers. It's,
Yeah, I have to go too. Ross, are you pretty sold on the Bucs, or are you going to go with Philadelphia?
No, I'm going with the Bucs too.
Okay.
I'm right there along with Sam. I'm a little afraid of the injuries on the Tampa side, but Philadelphia also has some injuries as well. They were strong last week, coming back against the Panthers at home.
Yeah.
So they were.
They really were.
And I don't like picking against home teams.
I know you don't.
I'm not a fan of it because
that is Ross's thing. He does not like picking against home teams. So if you want Ross's strategy, that is part of it, right?
Yeah, well, Vegas has it. They always give the point advantage to the home team, and they do that for a reason. Especially Thursday night games are always kind of a toss-up.
They are really.
But Tampa, they're probably the second or third best team in the league this year. I have a hard time believing Philadelphia is going to win. So
I have a hard time too, and also the viewers agree with us. 94% of people picking Tampa. We're going to have to agree with you guys. Tampa it is. Let's move on to the next matchup, the London game. I love these London matchups. Really early in the morning, though. I can't wake up for them, so I hope the players can. It's Miami and Jacksonville, the battle of two Florida teams.
Two bad Florida teams.
Two bad Florida teams, a 1-4 record and an 0-5 record. Ross and I were talking about this earlier in the week. You think Jacksonville might have a chance to win this one?
Yeah, I'm actually that's who I'm going with my pick here.
Okay.
I think Jacksonville gets off the schneid here. They're going to be 1-5 after this week, and they will join Miami. That will also be 1-5 after this week. Tua comes back this week, I believe, and I don't think that's going to help them at all. Tua's not going to be enough to take them over. Jacksonville has looked strong despite their issues.
I was about to just say, Jacksonville does look strong. I don't think it's a problem with Jacksonville's talent. I think it's a problem with the coaching staff. Yep. So I think you do see Jacksonville not want to go 0-6. I do agree with you, Ross. I'm going to pick Jacksonville. I agree. Sam, are you with us?
This is, strangely enough, an 0-5 team. Clean sweep across the board. I've seen a lot from Trevor Lawrence in the last few weeks that just, there's a reason.
There's been sparkles of this is why they drafted him. This is why he's one of the best quarterbacks coming out of college.
For the last few years. He is one of those top talents right now. There's a lot of rookies where you're not really sure, but he has a lot of talent. And, I got to see Miami firsthand this week. They came out strong, but they just, in the second half, again, Brady had a historic kind of day, but
Miami,
I'm sorry, Tua is not the future there, and Jacksonville.
Bold statement.
He is better than Brissett.
That's true.
He is better than Brissett,
but only barely.
But he's coming off an injury too. Hasn't played for a few weeks, so we'll have to see. I think Brissett could see some time at quarterback in this one too.
I think Tua's benched at halftime when Brissett comes in.
I think that could happen.
These are some bold predictions.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The Chiefs in Washington. Honestly, wasn't so happy with Kansas City last week. I picked them. You picked them. Did you pick them?
I did not. No,
you did not pick them.
I picked Buffalo. Yeah.
Well, you can't be on me and Sam's mad train then. We were mad because we were all in on Mahomes. Mahomes is on my fantasy team.
Yep.
I thought Josh Allen, the Bills, just really showed why Kansas City, what they had
They're the
issues
best team
with.
in football.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo's.
Buffalo?
I think
All
Buffalo's the best team in football right now. It's
not a bad
Well,
take.
we'll have to.
I think,
it's not a bad take.
I think the
Well,
Chargers are up there too, and
Chargers are up there.
Tampa's got to be in the top 3-4 as well.
Well, I think though with this game, I really do agree with the viewers on this one. I think the Chiefs can win against this Washington team. I think they bounce back. I think they get up. They were a little upset after getting beat by the Bills, so I think they bounce back and win this game against Washington. Agrees, not agrees.
I dropped this stat the other night to Ross.
Oh, let's hear.
The Kansas City defense is allowing more yards per play than the Greatest Show on Turf Rams in 2000 averaged per play, their offense. So this is a historically bad defense.
Whoa.
They are terrible. Washington doesn't have the greatest offense, but I mean, this still could be a competitive game just because of how bad that defense is.
All right.
Washington,
Kansas City still
exactly.
winning.
Kansas City's defense is making other teams look like Kansas City's offense, which is just terrible. But yes, Kansas City will outlast Washington in this game. Taylor Heineke is not going to be the answer to beat Kansas City, so I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. Moving on to the next matchup, the Rams and the Giants. Who you got, y'all? Who you got for this one?
Oh, easy. Rams.
That's what I was gonna say too. I was like, are you guys are?
No, this doesn't take much thought here.
Sticking with the Rams, when you got two Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers on the defensive side of the ball, Aaron Donald.
You have to give some love to the Giants.
They've been decent.
They have.
But
improving.
Daniel Jones has a concussion, and
That's true.
who is it?
Kadarius Toney. I mean, he's the one who's been popping
He
off.
has, but he did throw a punch at the end of last game.
Is he
I
out for this
believe
game?
he's
I think he's suspended for this
game,
one.
And you've got what, Mike Glennon as the quarterback.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think this is
you've
close.
The Red Rifle man.
You've convinced me there.
Rams it is.
Let's move on to the next one. Sam, you went with your Colts last week. I say your Colts. You're really a Tampa Bay fan, but you have
Tampa
family.
Bay, Indianapolis, family in Indianapolis,
Okay,
family
all
in
right.
Tampa. Both kind of Tampa's the real team, but Indianapolis.
So you went with the
gotta
Colts
love
last
them.
week. Well, I'm going to have to agree with you this time. I'm going to take them this week against this Houston team.
No,
Are you going to also take the Colts?
I 100% agree. They've had one of the toughest schedules in football to start. That's 1-4. That's a tough start, but they also have one of the weakest schedules going forward. I could see them making a push in a kind of a weak division right there. I still think Indianapolis has a chance of making the playoffs starting 1-4, and this is when they kind of turn it around.
All right, let's see. You agree with that one?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Houston is bad.
I think they are too.
Bad.
I mean, last week was a little weird to see them up.
Yeah, but they did show their true colors at the end of the game.
They did.
So
Yeah.
I don't think I don't even think that this is going to be that close. To be honest, I think
Yeah.
Indianapolis kind of takes it running away.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Let's move on to the next one, Cincinnati and Detroit. I do not like this Lions team. I went with the Bengals last week. They have said, no, do not say this. Do not say this. I don't like them. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I really am. This is it. This is the real time. Cincinnati, don't let me down. Joe Burrow, though, I mean, was he practicing this week? I haven't looked at anything because I know he was dealing with.
He's on voice rest.
Voice rest. That is what it is.
What is he, a singer? What is he, a singer?
He got stabbed in the throat or something.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty hard.
And he went to the hospital. Yeah. Well,
so I'm
gonna go with the Bengals.
I'm gonna turn this one over to Ross
because
because
obviously
he has
has
some stuff
feelings
to say about this matchup.
Detroit.
I really want to take Detroit. I didn't take Detroit, but I really want to take Detroit.
Oh, no.
Because Detroit,
Sam's going to do it.
Detroit has lost 3 games they should have won.
Yes.
I mean,
but
they
that's
got
why
beat.
they're a bad team.
Yeah, but they got beat by field goals in both of the last 2 games, one of which was an NFL record. That boinked off of the off the goalpost and went through.
Well, last week was just bad in kicking all around. I mean, I said that on the
like
show.
their
Last
coach.
week was historically bad in the NFL for kicking.
I like their coach.
Let's just
I
put
like
that
their
out there.
quarterback. I like the team. I honestly don't think that they are an 0-5 team. They should not be 0-5.
So you're still going with the Bengals though?
Yeah, I'm
still going with Joe Burrow and his Bengals. Riding with the Bengals.
Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, they've got
incredible.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is going to be a good wide receiver in this league, and Joe Burrow's got a long career.
Yeah. Yes, he is definitely a fantastic quarterback. You don't agree though. You're looking that you don't agree.
I'm kind of similar with Ross on just really want to take Detroit, but I've taken a dip so far in the last couple weeks, and I just really need to have a solid week, and I'm sticking with Cincinnati.
Hey, at least you tell the truth on this show. At
least you
tell the people the truth. I can't go with because you picked Detroit week 1, didn't you, or week 2?
I picked them against the Bears 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yes.
And everybody thought I was crazy, and turned out I guess I was. And now they're 0-5, and I want to. They're gonna win a couple games this year. I just don't know if it's this week.
I have to sneak in there. Our producer, a big Bears fan, looked at you with a very glare and did not like that you picked against them. And I think he may have had something to do with the fact that they won that week.
Right. I've picked against the Bears in the last 2 weeks, and they've won 2 in a row.
So let's go to the next matchup. This segues very nicely into that one, Green Bay and Chicago. I'm going to go with Green Bay for this one, as long as they can get their kicking together. I'm looking at Crosby for that one, because I don't want them to miss any more and lose a game in crunch time, right?
Sure. RELAX, the famous words from Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, yes. I'm going Green Bay.
Okay, sounds good. Sam, do not look at us like
Look, man, I mean, Green Bay, clearly after, losing that first game and just that.
Well, that first game was a fluke.
Just kind of ignore that one off the schedule.
Yeah, just ignore that one.
Yeah, I gotta stick with Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. I'm like, that's as long as he's there, which this is probably his last season is there. They're a playoff team, and they're gonna keep winning.
Well, to bolster that pick, Justin Fields is listed as questionable. He's going to start, but he has been limited in practice, so it's not like we're going to see a major improvement. Justin Fields isn't going to go out and light it up.
Right.
Okay, this one. Very good matchup. Yeah. I really do. No, do not say yeah. It is 2-4-1 team. Yes. Great matchup. Mm-hmm. Chargers and Ravens. Honestly, guys, I really think this one is just whichever you feel. Yep. Right? Whichever you feel.
It is
Who do you feel?
Incredibly talented Chargers roster versus an incredibly talented Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Lamar Jackson has more yards this year than 12 teams?
Yes, correct.
Something like that.
He's insane. He's insane.
The reason they're winning is because of him.
Yeah.
People are saying we figured out Lamar Jackson before the season. You have not figured out Lamar Jackson. He is one of the best quarterbacks in all of football, and he's on pace for 5,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing, which has never happened before. We'll see if he gets it done.
So do you go with the Ravens on this one, or do you go with the Chargers? Because on the opposite hand, the Chargers have a very talented offense as well this season. I think the Chargers could give them a run for their money. I really do. I'm leaning towards the Chargers, to be honest with you guys. I'm gonna put it down right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Courtney. I'm gonna take the Chargers as well, which goes against my rule of taking the home team, because if you look at it, Vegas does have Baltimore as a 2.5-point favorite.
Okay.
Which
shows that
they're leaning towards Chargers, actually.
Sorry.
Because 3 is the traditional favorite. So they are actually leaning toward the Chargers. They want you to take Baltimore. That's what they're baiting you into taking Baltimore on the bet there.
Ooh.
So I would love to take Baltimore, especially what they did on Thursday night. But for them, this is a short week because they just
That's true. It's a short turnaround. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're turning around from what they did Monday night. And coming to Sunday, Lamar is unbelievable, but I got, 2 words for you, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
He is a phenom, and the kid is lighting it
They're
up.
both great. They're both great. We have to give credit where credit is due. They are both great. That's why I think this one is truly going to be a battle of those two. I mean, honestly, 2 great offenses going up against
I think Lamar is an all-time top talent, but honestly, right now, I would still leave him out of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. Justin Herbert would be my number 5.
And I think if I'm starting a roster right now, any young quarterback in the league, Kyler Murray, I think I'd go with Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert,
probably.
Of quarterbacks that are in the last 3 years, 4 years.
Young guys,
Excluding Patrick Mahomes, yes. If you can I don't think anyone's in Patrick Mahomes' level. I mean, he's far and beyond. But I think you've got to have Josh Allen in there.
Yeah,
you've got to have
100%,
and you got to have Justin Herbert.
100%. I mean, you're not wrong. I think that makes a great case for the Chargers. I'm in on the Chargers on that one. Did you make your pick, Sam?
All I had to say, all of that about Lamar Jackson, and
you're not gonna pick him.
I'm staying with the Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers.
All 3 of us are going with the
Chargers. All
Chargers.
of that.
Picking against the home
The Chargers
rule.
right now. are the #1 seed in the AFC. They've come out strong, and I mean,
but all that talk,
all of that. I watched that game from start to finish this week, and I was just like, Lamar Jackson is going to win against the Colts. I had no faith in the Colts, unfortunately, even though I picked them. But the Chargers are just so good right now until somebody kind of figures them out a little bit. Right now, I mean, Austin Eckler is being one of the top running backs in the league. I mean, just all bases they're
3
firing
touchdowns
right now.
last week.
Right,
Three
incredible. So
One of them was
one of them pulled in by the defense,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I mean, it's still a touchdown, still counts.
It counts, that's right.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup, guys. Minnesota and Carolina. Ross, you are a Panthers fan.
I am,
So
and unfortunately, that gets in my way of my picks most of the time because
I know.
reason goes out the window, like Sam and
Sam
his
does it.
Bucks.
Yeah, Sam and his Bucks.
Reason goes out the window, and I am going to stick with my home rule here because I believe that this is one of those toss-up matchups.
Yeah.
I know Carolina is favored in this game, but Minnesota, for whatever reason, games that just random weeks, they decide that they're going to be good.
Yes.
And they go out and play fantastic, and this could be one of those weeks.
It
but
really could be.
I'm going with Carolina.
Because you said that, I was almost about to say that. Because you said that, I almost want to pick against Carolina, just because I feel like I don't know, call it a gut thing. I feel like the Vikings will come out there and give them a run for their money. Maybe they don't win, but maybe they at least keep it competitive.
Sam Darnold looked more like the Jets Sam Darnold and not the Panthers Sam Darnold last week, especially in the second half. He had 3 interceptions in the second half. He did not look strong. His decision-making didn't look strong. Now, they were in a lot of passing downs, but if you're going to put it on Darnold's shoulders, then, you got a reason to believe that Minnesota will be back. The only thing that takes away from that is CMC is back this week.
Okay.
He will be playing.
Oh, great.
And they are a different team with Christian McCaffrey
that's true.
on the field.
Well, having said that, I think maybe then the Panthers, just because he truly
He
truly is
changes
a
the game.
talent.
He
Come on.
changes
I
the
mean, you
game.
guys can't disagree with that.
He does. He changes the game.
Yeah, he truly is a talent. All right, Ross, you've convinced me. I'll be a Panthers fan this week. I'll be a Panthers fan this week.
I'm sorry to crash the party, but Christian McCaffrey, he really, if he's coming in and he's fully healthy, I think if he's 100% and he's going and he's firing on all cylinders, you got to go with him because, like you said, he is a game changer. But I just think Minnesota, they've lost so many close games this year, and Justin Jefferson in the last 2 seasons, 3rd in receiving yards, and he's a rookie. I mean, he's incredible out there. I think Minnesota comes in on the road and wins, maybe by 10 points.
I can see that happening too, which is why it scares me. But you know what? I'm going. I messed up. I picked ahead and picked Cleveland on the next one. I'm sorry, guys, if you're looking at that.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But okay, next matchup. We've all decided on that one. Next matchup: Arizona at Cleveland. I said last week that Arizona might not go 5-0. I did change my pick 5 minutes before the game, so I'm sorry if you watched the show and you didn't take Arizona. I don't know if they can go 6-0. I really do believe that. You're looking at law of odds, right? I mean, it's hard to go 6-0.
Yep.
And against a Cleveland team that I thought last week really impressed me. Really, really impressed me. I don't know. I think I got to go with Cleveland. I think I got to go with the Browns. I just do.
And then this is going to sound like a Booger McFarlane stat here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I like Booger stats.
As hard as it is to go 6-0, it's even harder to go 7-0. So there you go. There's a Booger McFarlane stat.
Look at the Mosley Dolphins, okay? They're doing it, so
I am with you. This is my home rule here. Cleveland, I'm taking them because they're at home.
Because of home, yeah.
And Cleveland looked really strong. I think that Cleveland found something last week.
Yes, and I do too.
And I think that Baker Mayfield found some confidence last week. And even though they narrowly lost to the team that we just decided was really, really good, the Chargers.
Right, but they're
lost.
really, really good. They're a really, really good team. So
Baker was really good, and their offense was clicking. They don't have many injuries, so you know what?
I agree.
I'm taking the home rule here, and I am picking Cleveland.
All right, Sam.
I hate to agree with you guys, but I mean the Cleveland
Browns.
Do you
just like disagreeing with us?
I do like disagreeing. I guess it's just
what's your record again?
Toxic.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
Come on. Yeah, me and Ross over here picking the same, and you're over here picking
Cleveland has
wild.
the best top to bottom roster in all of pro football, in spite of Baker Mayfield.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think this week they give Arizona some fits, and I think Cleveland wins this one. I really like Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I can see them.
They've been playing really, really well, too. I mean, no discredit to them. They have been playing very, very well. I just think this is the week. I mean, again, you look at that record, it's also a mentality thing, right? These guys walking in there going, yeah, we could probably beat them. Yeah,
they're a
so
good
we can
team,
go 6-0.
I mean, they got J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
Kyler
they do.
is playing
They
at
do.
MVP
Kyler,
level.
yeah,
I mean,
Kyler's
they got a
playing
really
it's fabulous right
the
now.
old Peyton Manning, like Indianapolis Colts strategy of have a really good pass rush and an explosive offense.
Yep.
So we'll let you throw on us, do whatever, but we're gonna start off. We're gonna punch you in the mouth. We're gonna take an early lead. And then kind of let our pass rush attack you. That could give Baker some fits.
But I think this Browns team can keep up with that. I do really believe that they can keep up with that, especially from last week.
They will do what they need to do to beat Arizona, which is control time of possession, because they run the ball a lot, which will keep the ball out of Kyler's hand. And Kyler reminds me of a young Russell Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
And Russell Wilson went to 2 Super Bowls right at the beginning of his career, so... I'm not saying that they're a Super Bowl pick, but I'm saying they look like a Super Bowl team this year.
Yeah, they definitely do. Okay, well, it looks like we all agree on that pick. So let's go to the next one, Las Vegas and Denver. A lot of people picking against the Raiders this week. I think I have to honestly agree with them on this, just because, again, of the mentality of last week. We talked about it with all this stuff going on with Jacksonville squad, all the things going on with the Raiders squad and the John Gruden situation. I think the team has had to process a lot this week. The team has had to deal with a lot this week.
Yeah, these situations when a coach gets booted go one of 2 ways. Your team either comes out and plays fantastic because they hated the guy, and they're glad that he's gone and somebody stepped in with more competence, or your team comes out really flat. I think that they're going to come out flat.
I think they are too. I think some guys took the days off. They just needed time to process. I think truly this situation has thrown a lot of them for a loop, because a lot of the players came up on Sunday after the first email came out.
Defending Gruden,
him and saying, no, this is not the guy we know. This is not him. And so to have more come out and to see more and more and even more have come out now, I mean, to see all of that and go, man, I trusted this guy. I think the Chargers coach said it best. Being a coach is a very high level of position to have, and you have to gain a lot of trust. And when you go and tear that trust down, that really hurts a person. So, having said that, I really do think that that's why the Broncos will win this one. Sorry.
I hate this matchup all the way across the board. I don't want to watch this game. This might be the worst game to watch all week long. It's hard, especially when you have to deal with something like this, to come out and face a defense. Denver has a very strong defense this year, but purely in just grasping for the edge of the cliff and my picks this week, I need to go the opposite of you guys, and for that reason and that reason only, I'm going with Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
I think Derek Carr has a chance of going out and creating something. That's really just me crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Not that I trust this
relying
pick with
on
my
Derek
heart.
Carr. That's a bold strategy.
That is a bold strategy, especially, again, like Ross said, I agree with him. This goes one of 2 ways. So you're banking on it going the other way.
This is purely a cross your fingers and hope for the best
and
type
they're
pick.
just like, we're free, and we're going to play our football, and we're going to go out here and dominate against a Denver defense that is very, very good.
Very, very good. Yeah, so... you're going to stick with it?
I like all of the knowledge that you astute. I just was like, I need to pick opposite to have a chance of coming back.
Hey, man, you know what? You do you.
Okay, yeah, you do you. Dallas, New England, I'm going to say this one's very easy for me to pick. I really like the Cowboys right now. I really think they are firing on all cylinders. I think it's just, I don't know, they're just a really good team. I think this is the team I have pegged that will shock people and surprise people this year. I think they could be a Super Bowl contender. I know that's really early on. I'm sorry to say that, but I
agree with
really
you.
Think this team is good this year.
I like the team right now. That doesn't mean that in the second half of the season I will like them. I'm not a McCarthy fan. I watched him in Green Bay destroy Aaron Rodgers. Whatever wall you sit on, you can say that this is a reincarnated Mike McCarthy, but I kind of doubt it. The recipe of what they're doing right now offensively is fantastic.
Yes.
Dak is
They just have a lot of weapons. They just really do
right.
have a ton of
and
weapons.
Dak is playing great, but they're also not relying on Dak.
Right.
They're relying on the
Right.
running offense. Tony Pollard and Zeke are both doing excellent work in the backfield, and Dak has the 19th fewest passing attempts in the league. So he's not throwing a lot.
Good.
Yeah, but
and that means that they're winning.
Yeah, that means that they're winning. So I honestly, I think
And that's in spite of throwing over 50 times in week 1 against the Bucs.
Right.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you the difference.
Right.
So when Dak has to throw a lot, they're not winning.
They're not winning.
When
so,
Dak's not throwing a lot, they're winning. And I agree with you. I think this is an easy one, Dallas.
Yeah, do you agree?
I don't think it's easy. I think this is kind of one of the. I think New England has a very because Dallas and Tampa are made up kind of very similar on offense. That I think Belichick is going to make this one really messy. I think it could be a messy game, kind of similar to the Tampa game, in that sense of just Bill Belichick throwing stuff out there to try to just make it as messy as possible.
Yeah.
I still am going to stick with you guys and go with Dallas.
I'm still going to stick with you.
I just think it's close.
I think this is very close, and I think if Dallas wins this game, I think I'm truly a believer of Dallas. Because New England is not a great football team, but if they can come in on the road in New England,
I like it.
and win a messy game, I think it'll be a messy game. If they come out and dominate, then I'm just wrong across the board. But I think it'll be a messy game, and if they can come and win this, and I think it'll be a close one. If they can win this one in a close one, I think I'm like, wow, Dallas, they're for real this year.
Okay, against
New England's made it close almost every game they've been in, so I would agree with you.
All right, let's move on. We're next matchup, only 2 more to go. We got Buffalo, Tennessee. I'm a Buffalo believer. I liked what Josh Allen has been doing. He's
awesome.
been awesome. I mean, he's awesome to watch, too. Definitely hopping on the Bills train. Are your picks also Buffalo?
Buffalo.
Yeah,
Buffalo. Sounds good. Let's go to the last one. Seattle, Pittsburgh.
I hate
Pittsburgh.
this game.
I hate this game too. But Pittsburgh surprised me last week. I think surprised a lot of people last week.
Najee Harris.
And even with Ben playing injured, he played great.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was either they have him on some real good drugs, or that was a lie. Because he looked terrible the week before that, and then he came out and was throwing deep passes.
I'm going to play through the pain, and you're like, okay, that doesn't. Because I said on the show, that's red flags. That's red flags. I'm not picking
they were
the Steelers for that
They were one of
reason.
my 3 losses last week because I picked against them because I was like, he's injured, and then they went out
and now going up against a Seattle team that doesn't have Russell Wilson.
Right,
so I mean, I think that's purely from seeing them play last week. Knowing that Russell Wilson's out this week, I really do think Pittsburgh will win this one. I really do. I agree with the 73%.
I think it's a dirty, terrible, ugly game.
Oh, sorry.
Geno Smith versus a washed Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
And unfortunately for the NFL, they picked this one preseason to be the Sunday night football game. So we're all going to be subject to watching what will obviously be a very ugly game.
So great. So score predictions, anyone? Because this one is our score prediction.
I'm going 17-23, and I think 17 is generous for Seattle.
Okay.
Honestly, this could be one of those 9-10 games.
Yes, and I was going to go low scoring, but I don't know if I would go that low scoring. 23.
I mean, we got Geno Smith. Man, how many touchdowns is he going to throw?
Exactly.
Or run. I mean,
okay, I think Seattle. Yeah, I think Seattle could only escape with 10 points, and I think I'm going to give Pittsburgh some more credit. I'm going to give it 21-10. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 21-10. I feel good on that one.
That's
a messy game. There could be some field goals that are kind of snuck in there a lot. I think Pittsburgh goes 26 to Seattle 16.
Okay. So you give Seattle some more. So we're all kind of, round it out a little bit. Okay, cool. And so obviously you can make your picks before tonight's matchup. That Thursday night game, you have 5 minutes before the game to make your picks. So at least make that Thursday night one tonight, and then you can go make those Sunday picks. You'll want to make that Sunday morning pick unless you want to get up at 7:30 in the morning and make your picks. But you're going to want to make that Sunday morning one too. Again, the rest of them, they close 5 minutes before that game starts. So if you're, scared about one, let's say there's a late minute injury, something like that, You can change those
Right.
picks 5 minutes before the game starts. So just want to bring that up as well. We announce the winners every Tuesday night on News 13. If you win this week, if you get the first place prize, what do you win, Ross?
It's a weather radio.
And a $50 gift card to Hammerhead Fred. So you're going to want to make those picks, make them so you can have a chance to win. Again, we announce the top 5 on WMVB on Tuesday night, and we'll see if we stay in the top 5. We'll see.
I had
if
a good
Sam
week
can,
last week.
I'm
betting.
Probably not, but I want to cover the top 5.
We'll see this week.
We'll see. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next week for week 7.